In a time where I was feeling depressed and lonely and feeling directionless, the gym saved my life. 2 years ago, I was a really skinny guy. I was known at my school as the skinny kid. I was known for not being athletic, not being able to do more than 5 push-ups. I was known as that guy, and people made jokes, people poked fun and this and that, and it really got to me. I felt insecure about the way I looked. I needed it to change. And 2 years ago, when the first COVID lockdown happened in March of 2020, I wanted to get into exercise, but I didn't know where to start, so I just went on YouTube, looked up, and eventually I found those 5-minute ab routines. You've seen them before. Those fucking 5 minutes, you're just doing fucking 10 seconds on, 10 seconds rest, and you're going back and forth and all this and that. And obviously, those didn't get me jacked or anything, but it was a first step into the right direction. It was the first step into discipline, because before this, forget fucking exercising on my own. I didn't even want to exercise in gym class. I didn't want to run too fast. I didn't want to do push-ups. I didn't want to do all that. But starting to do those 5-minute abs, it was a little step I needed to take to get some momentum. And after I started doing more research, trying to figure out how to actually gain muscle, I found a few science-based YouTube channels that I just watched day and night. I would just study these, trying to figure out what workout program to get on, trying to figure out what diet to have, how many calories do I need to eat, how much protein per pound of body weight, what exercises, 2-second eccentric, all that. And then eventually got a pair of 20-pound dumbbells, and this fucking changed it all. I finally got to actually lift some actual weights, and I didn't have a bench or anything. I took like a rectangular kind of a rectangular coffee table that was in my room, and I moved it to the side, and then I would lie on this and use it as a fucking bench and bench with these fucking 20-pound dumbbells. And bro, I could barely move the weight up, man. I was fucking going. I was like, I could only do like four reps of like fucking 40 pounds in total, man. But just working out, man, it made me so happy. Lifting weights, I felt so accomplished after. Even though I wasn't making any significant gains, I could feel progress. And then when I finally got an actual home gym set up in my basement, man, it was honestly one of the happiest days when I got to lie on a real fucking bench and use a real fucking barbell. It was, man. And then I really just went all in on my training at this time. I put in my fucking all. I wanted to gain muscle at all costs, and I started dirty bulking. And I gained a lot of fat because of it. It was the highlight of my day. All day I would just be thinking about working out. And little by little, I started making actual progress that I could see. And it wasn't crazy or anything, but for me, it made me so happy. Just to look in the mirror and see that I was bigger than I was 6 months ago. And then it went downhill. I got a minor back injury. It wasn't anything serious. I didn't have to see a doctor or anything, but it put me out of lifting for a while. And then me and my family got in the process of moving. So we had to store all my home gym equipment away, so I couldn't even use it anyway. And then when we moved into our new house, we couldn't get the home gym set up until fucking a few months later because of complications. But it was a low point. Everything that I worked so hard for was taken away. I couldn't work out, and I lost motivation. I couldn't lift weights anymore, and I started eating less, and I could have still done push-ups, I still could have done pull-ups, I could have done something, but I didn't. And then depression knocked on the door. I had nothing to look forward to. The gym, working out was the one thing I looked forward to in my day. I just lost myself. But then I reminded myself why I started, and I ordered some gym rings, some gymnastic rings. I'll take them to the park and hang them up on some trees, and I'll get a decent workout in through that. It wasn't as good as weights, but it was something, and it kept me going. And then once I got my home gym set up, I took my training to the next level. I went all out. I wanted to make all the muscle back and more. I wanted to take this to a whole new level. I started focusing on my diet more and making sure I was training to my full capacity. And then cut to today, where I'm 30 pounds heavier and my confidence is the highest it's ever been. So what are some takeaways from this story? The fulfillment you get from working out and lifting weights and exercising comes from the progress. It comes from seeing yourself improve little by little. And when you can look back and see where you started and see where you are now, the gratitude you feel, it's unmatched. When you look back at your original photos that you took in the mirror, compare them to today, and man, it touches you in the heart, man. And the sad reality is that most guys will never experience that feeling because they're too busy making excuses as to why they can't work out, as to why they can't exercise. Any excuse you can have as to why you can't work out is bullshit. And guys will say, oh, but I can't afford a gym membership. Find a way. But that's insensitive. The world doesn't really give a fuck. Because if you don't find a way, the next man will. It's all on you. You can be the guy that decides that, oh, if he can't afford a gym membership, then he just won't work out at all. Or you can be the guy that decides that he's going to do the most with what he has and do push-ups every single day and do pull-ups every single day at the park. Or gets a job so he can afford that gym membership, or he can afford the gym rings. It's your choice. It's all on you. Don't be afraid to give up the good for the great. Peace out.